I've gotten a lot of crazy stuff from AliExpress, you know, anything from a comically large PS2 portable with real hardware inside to a calculator that plays PS5 games. But guys, it gets even crazier in this video. I bought a $200 PlayStation console that you've definitely never seen before, and we'll unbox it, test it out, and try to figure out why this thing exists. Holy crap, guys. You will not believe this. What? And at first glance, this might look normal, right? But no, take a closer look. This is definitely not normal. This is a PS2 Super Slim. Like, I just gotta immediately pull out a PS2 Slim and compare. And yep, in case you guys didn't believe me, this is a real PS2 Slim. This is the AliExpress PS2 Slim that is literally like half the size. Like, look at this. Look at this. This is insane. What is this thing? Now, starting on the front, you see we still have 2 memory card slots, 2 controller ports. We also have only 1 USB port versus 2. And on the normal PS2 Slim, we have an eject button right there, but here it's actually just a power and reset button. So it looks like they actually moved this button over here and then just literally chopped off half of the console. I would assume there's nowhere to put a game here, but I guess we'll find out. And then flipping to this side, it looks pretty normal. Flipping to the bottom, it looks normal as well, but just trimmed in half. Yeah, like it's literally the same. It's just that half is cut off. I'm just more and more blown away every time I look at this thing. And then guys, flipping over to this side, I'm actually really impressed with what they did here, because you'd think just cutting this thing in half, it would have a really jagged edge over here, but no, it actually has the PS2 layers, just like the PS2 Slim. So they did some sort of magic here to get that look on that side. I'm not sure how. And then flipping to the back, oh my goodness. Guys, we have an HDMI port. Dude, this is awesome. We have an HDMI port, we still have our network out, our digital out, our AV multi out, and then of course our power right there. But let's go ahead and see if like a disk drive will pop open or anything. I don't think so. Nope, definitely not. But yeah, in case you don't know, on the normal PS2 Slim, it just pops open like so, and wow, I have a game inside. Nice. And then also just looking around, wait, hold on. Dude, right there in that corner there, I don't know if you can see that, but super zoom that, super zoom it. We've got an SD card, dude, what? We've got a little hidden 128 gigabyte SD card just in the side of the console. That's insane. And I failed to mention that they included a memory card with some cryptic writing on it. I don't know if that's like it looks like a MAC address. Now also guys, one more thing I noticed here on the bottom, we only have 2 rubber feet on the PS2 Super Slim, so it actually slides around a bit when you push it, which is, I'm not a huge fan of. I like to have rubber feet so it doesn't slide around. And then probably the more noteworthy thing here is our PS2 Super Slim is an NTSC-J console versus an NTSC-U/C console over here. And then you can see we have a 79006 model number, which I guess is the PS2 Super Slim model that only comes from Japan. And guys, I have one more comparison here I want to do. This bad boy here also came from AliExpress, and this is massive. It's a PS2 portable. Like literally, it has a PS2 inside of this thing. It has batteries, it has memory cards, it has the original controller kind of buttons here. And yeah, it's clearly a very, very large. Let me just go a little size comparison here. You can see that our PS2 Super Slim is like literally just a fraction of the size of this bad boy over here. But of course, we need an external power supply and everything for that, so it's understandable. But guys, let's go ahead and plug this bad boy in and just see what happens. All right, so all plugged in, and guys, I have a few more curiosity kind of questions here to point out. So I'm really curious what the inside of this thing looks like, because is it real PS2 hardware? I would assume so based on the looks, but you never know. They might have done something sketchy inside. We'll find out later. We have it plugged in though, and you can see here on the front, we have a red light. Let's go ahead and turn this bad boy on, and yep, turns green. Oh yeah, I hear a fan. Wow, that's a loud fan. What in the world? Well, let's see if it boots. Yep, straight into Free McBoot. Wow. Looks just like a PS2 menu, but it's obviously modded with Free McBoot here. We got browser, system config, launch, and then open PS2 LD. I'm not quite sure what that is, but guys, let's check out the version here first. Funny how it has a DVD player in there, but there's clearly no, I guess it's probably emulating the DVD player with the memory card or whatever, or maybe the SD card on the side. Let me check out the browser first here and see if it shows up with our memory card so we can see what's on this bad boy. Okay, so just a bunch of Free McBoot files. I'm actually curious, what happens if I boot this thing without the memory card? I feel like it just won't boot, maybe? Oh yeah, so it just boots straight into the normal configuration here. Basically like a normal PS2, but of course you can't do anything with it because there's no disk drive. So like, what's the point? Actually, hold on. One more thing I want to try before we dive into the software in this thing. Let me plug in an external disk drive and see if that somehow works. Wait, yo, I was looking for a disk drive and look at this, guys. You won't believe what the side of this thing shows. It's got an orange light. Dude, that's so cool. What? Bro, this thing is actually awesome. All right, let me resume my hunt for a disk drive. All right, disk drive plugged in, and there is power here. Nice, nice. And we have a Japanese PS2 game. Let me go ahead and slide that in. Yeah, so definitely trying to read, but clearly not popping up with anything. Not surprising, but I figured I'd try. You never know with these modded consoles. Guys, back here on the Free McBoot page, let's go ahead and explore a little bit. Now let's try this launch page here. Oh, no disk. Well, yeah, there's no disk. There's no disk drive. What? And somehow it took me back to the browser page. What? Huh, apparently I can just access functions from that page there, and I just turned off the console 2 software, which I have Never done on a PS2 before, but you know, it's modded, so that makes sense. All right, so I looked it up, and we're on Launch Elf right now, as you can see, and it's an open source file manager and executable launcher for the PS2 console. So that makes sense because we're browsing around the files and everything. But let's go back to the main menu here and see if I can access some games. I should also mention that I got another package here that we'll open up later that should have a memory card that has who knows what on it from AliExpress as well. Let's try out this Open PS2 thing right here. There we go, Open PS2 Loader, OPL. That makes sense. I've just seen it called OPL instead of the real name, and holy crap, we got a lot of games. Let's go. We got Biohazard 4, Biohazard Outbreak, also some GTA, Lego Batman, nice. Oh, we also got some PS1 games here as well, like Silent Hill, Parasite Eve Disc 1, and Parasite Eve 2 Disc 1. All right, well, I'm booting up a PS1 game here, and we got all kinds of hacker looking stuff, but let's see if it boots. All right, guys, well, now we're having some issues. I booted up Silent Hill for the PS1. It looks like we have the Japanese version, and it's just the controller doesn't work, which is strange because it worked fine on the main menu, so not sure what's going on there. And in the meantime, I was also looking at the AliExpress listing here, and I'm missing a lot of stuff. Let me just explain. So it says we should have the modified host, which I guess is the PS2, also our memory card, our SD card, and then it says we should have the original power adapter, original wireless Bluetooth vibration handle, which I guess is a controller, and an HDMI cable. But looking at our package here, there was literally just our memory card and our PS2, and this thing is so light, there's nothing left in it, which is not a huge deal, but kind of annoying because it wasn't cheap, especially coming from AliExpress. But guys, let's go back to the main menu here and try to boot up a different game and see if that'll work. Oh, now the controller just doesn't work at all. What? It just straight up doesn't work anymore. I tried to unplug it and plug it back in. Let me just try to turn this thing all the way off, I guess. Guess it was a bug, because now it's fine. But it's not a great sign, because it happened when I tried to play a game, which is obviously what we want to do on a PS2 is play games. So let's try another one. Wait, all my games are gone now. What? Let me just unplug it, I guess. Oh, man, what the heck? All right, well, I unplugged everything and plugged it back in, and it still says cannot connect to SMB server. All right, and now I changed some settings to auto in hopes that it would detect some kind of game, and now it's just frozen. Oh, man. This thing was so awesome for a minute. All right, guys, and now I'm in Launch Elf again, trying to just scroll around, and the thing froze again. I can't do anything. Dude, what the heck? All right, well, I guess it's time for our other package here, because this one is just completely crapped out. All right, so I paid 27 bucks for this thing. It's just a memory card, and it should have a ton of games, or maybe it's 2 memory cards. Let me just take this out. I mean, as you guys know, with AliExpress listings, they're not very clear, but we have our free McBoot right there, it looks like, and then maybe some games here, not quite sure. Oh, actually, this is an adapter for an SD card, and the SD card goes down there, which they conveniently included right here. Let's go ahead and pop these two in, and hopefully this doesn't mess up whatever's going on with this console already, but it's worth a try. All right, so very similar menu pops up here. We got browser, system config, OPL MX4 game version 1, game version 2, OPL 10th, Launch Elf, code break, NES emulator. Oh, okay, that's cool. Simple media system, launch disk, which I can't do, controller tester, BIOS, launch disk, restart system. Okay, so there's a whole lot more stuff going on here. Let's just start with the NES emulator here and see what happens. Or maybe not, been like half a minute and we're still on a black screen. I think this PS2 might just be jacked up. Let me try to restart. All right, guys, well, instead we're gonna try the OPL game version of 1 thing here and see what's on it. So clearly a bunch of just random games, some USA, just like a mix of random games. Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition, dude. That's one of my favorite games of all time. Let me put that up and hopefully it runs now. Hey, let's go, we're booted up. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Got the garage, dude, the customs. Oh, let's customize our car. Customize this Monte Carlo, let's go. Oh, my boy. Dude, I remember this guy from when I was like 8 years old playing this game. Oh, man. Memories unlocked. Let's go, we're rocking the gold now. Oh, yeah. Heck yeah, straight to the water. Yep, oh, crap. All right, guys, well, let's go back to the main menu and try out some more features on this memory card, since it seems to be actually working now. Well, still on these 2 memory cards right here, and we're on OPL 10th Anniversary Edition, and it's still just nothing. So maybe it's just something wrong with this OPL 10th. All right, well, I tried another menu option as well. I forgot what it was because it's been loading so long and it's just frozen again. So guys, I think that's our cue to go ahead and turn this thing off and try to open it up and see what it looks like on the inside of this case, because like I'm very curious. So I want to open up both a PS2 Super Slim and a regular Slim here. So I took the screws out and we're gonna go ahead and take a look at these two and kind of compare them. So first we have a regular PS2 Slim, which still disc inside. You can see we have the motherboard taking up the entire shell here, along with a fan here, a heat sink, and then our whole disk drive assembly. And then I'm assuming as we take this out, we'll see the whole disk drive missing. Oh, hold on, something's attached. All right, so I had to take off this little jumper here that connected to a header on this custom PCB, and wow, this yeah, this thing is straight up a PS2 with no disk drive assembly. You can just see that entire piece is missing. And you would assume they cut the motherboard up some so it would actually fit in here. And I see some like a little bit of jaggedness down there, which is probably from a Dremel, I would assume. And yeah, of course, our little SD card slot here, our little custom dev dev board. Yeah, ESP32 dev kit V1. Also another little custom board down there. And I would assume this board connected to the memory card slot has something to do with the FreeMake boot as well. There's also a button on there. I'm not sure if I should press that. I don't know what it does. But otherwise, yeah, you can see the differences here. And obviously this is just a different model than this one. So natively they're gonna look a bit different. But it's just kind of amazing how they crammed everything in this little tiny space. And also, what is that? There's a little button that you can press back there as well. What does that do? Yeah, and that button is definitely not on the normal PS2 Slim, so I'm not sure what that does, but let me actually just go ahead and plug this thing back in and see what that button does. And also just noticed as we plugged it in, yeah, they did just straight up relocate the power button down here. You can see some solder points down there where they soldered it in. Not the cleanest looking thing, but it works, I guess. Oh, you know what? I think this thing enables and disables the HDMI output, so let me unpress it now, and our signal will go away. Yep. So it just switches over to AV after that. And I should also note that the LED you saw on the side of the case connects via this jumper down to this little header right there. And it looks like there's a resistor with a jumper that I guess just goes to power somewhere to tell it to turn on. But obviously it's not on right now because we're not plugged in. But yeah, guys, other than that, pretty cool device. I just wish it worked better and would actually play games. Not sure what happened because it literally just stopped working as I booted up Silent Hill. Like after I booted up Silent Hill, everything just stopped. So I don't know, but guys, let me know down below if you have any more advice or how to deal with this on this PS2. But guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.